Again, with a very late update, but during the month of October, I jumped headfirst into arm anatomy. It was a very refreshing change of pace from perspective. Before I go on to talk about the actual 100 hands portion of this term, I want to talk about the anatomy materials I'm using as reference, as well as the books I've been using for study. When I put together study boards and look for my references, I use stuff like Pinterest or figure pose sites like Quick Poses, Figurosity, Just Sketch Me, stuff like that. However, I need to remember to take my own reference as it's a pretty important habit to start making, and I've been putting off that habit for a while, just because why look for hours for the perfect hand wrap or the perfect pose when you could just make it yourself and kind of get into the vibe of whatever character you're making. Next up, I've been using these books for my anatomy study. I've tried watching recommended videos for all the different parts, but the more I've done this curriculum, the more I realize that most of the time it's hard for me to really ingrain the lessons just through watching a video, even if I practice right after. It's a lot more tangible of feeling to look at a book for me and kind of get the most out of it that way. I don't exactly know what it is, but it works for me. Okay, finally let's go on to the hands. Before I started doing the actual hand study of this month, something that I learned while doing the practice and warm-ups was that I've heard of the arm being referred to as interlocking chains before, but while practicing, it was the first time I actually felt it clicked in my brain, and from that moment on, I felt like substantial progress whenever I do my figure drawings in my sketchbook or something like that. So it's glad to have that feeling of catharsis after a while. The hands I drew, about 100 give or take. I did some off of this specific digital file, but it's whatever. While I enjoy drawing hands a lot, it's been a while since I've really practiced them, and I definitely felt it when I started out because I was not happy with how my hands began looking. But towards the end, I noticed a fantastic difference. It was definitely worth it just to hammer these out, and it was very cathartic to kind of get into the swing of things again with them. Hands are very expressive, but not overly complex like faces are. Towards the end, I focused less on making sure it's perfect and making myself kind of work on it faster so I get a better workflow and just pump them out faster and faster and faster so I can get more and more practice. Hopefully I can show that later in practice videos. Overall, hands are fun. I enjoy them, and my main takeaway for this portion is I need to simplify more and need some more work with hands interacting with stuff, holding objects, clasping other hands, stuff like that. Always comes back to practicing perspective at the end of the day, but whether it be interacting with other hands or just objects, getting some more of that practice in can really only be a good thing. I actually recorded the first half of this video earlier in the month. Hi, this is from 3 weeks later. I actually recorded the first half of this video earlier in the month, but I was too lazy to upload it. Anyway, I also finished the 100 construction drawings of figures, mostly just involving the torso and the arms. I realized as I was doing these, I was doing more of figure drawings than actual construction drawings. So halfway through, I began to limit myself to either 2 minutes or 5-minute drawings, so I didn't get too sidetracked. Next month, I will be focusing on leg anatomy, before cloth figure drawing, and then color and light. The reason that I'm putting the unit in front of the other two units is because during the month of November, I will also be making a game with a friend for a game jam. And since both cloth figure drawing and color and light units both have a lot of studies, and I want my undivided attention for both of those units, leg anatomy, I'm gonna push ahead because I'm pretty confident I can still manage the balancing act for that with leg anatomy. Because I'm pretty confident I can still manage the balancing act for that with leg anatomy practice while working on a game for a game jam. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching and have a great one. Peace out.